continuing again with Final Fantasy XVI.
Clive, do you have a moment?
Of course. Always.
I wanted to give you something.
Oh,
Is this?
I stitched it from the cloth you gave Hortense. The piece she said you liked best. I told her I used to enjoy needlework, but I didn't think she'd remember.
It's beautiful, Jill. You didn't have to.
When I was very little, I recall my mother telling me that young ladies of the court would give knights ribbons from their hair before they went off to war. I still wear mine, so I made you this instead. Red is the color of passion, the fire in your heart. Fierce and bright, it binds you and your brother, you and your friends, you and me.
Our bond. May it never be broken.
And may it ever bring you back to me. I will always, always be here.
Thank you, Jill.
okay, this was very special. It was just looked like normal speaking. I just check, was it? It must went to the items. Velvet handkerchief, small, square or embroidered red velvet gifted Clive by its seal. Okay, this curiosity. Red is the color of passion, the fire in your heart, fierce and bright. It binds you and your brothers, you and your friends, you and me. And I think, let's see, here are also quests. The three unity. Bringing together the three men from different backgrounds was not to be without some difficulty. However, come together we did for a better Valistia. The three unity was but the first step along a more bitter journey awaits us all, one that will almost certainly end in hardship. Yet what matters most is not the destination, but what we can learn from one another while on the road there. You have paved the road for us with your courage, Clive. Now we must have the courage to walk it. And okay, this is quest. In search of loose stone. Okay, this is task from Vivian. Reluctant as I'm told to add to your burdens, I would ask you aid in a personal matter, albeit one that may be beneficial to your cause. There exist ancient texts deemed to so injurious to modern thought that mere possession is deemed a crime, and it would chance encounter with one such tome from a distance that sparked with me the scholastic curiosity which burns to this very day. I wish to enlist your aid in reclaiming that text, should you require worthy incentive. Know that I am willing to offer compensation for all services rendered. Okay, let's take this An Inconvenient Truth.
This is no mere adventure story.
There is something more in this. Okay, let's go to Luke. Speak with Vivian. And I think it's good to check, do I have all the supplies before going on the field. Okay, looks good. Or actually no, I don't have supplies.
Still alive, are you?
Okay, let's ask about this same time. Here to say your goodbye, are you?
then.
For now, but you better come back or I fly up there and drag you home by your ear.
Thank you, Karen.
Didn't think you find the tough appealing. Luke just don't die alright. A change in leadership bad for business. You have to kill a guard, so what? You've done everything else you have put your mind to, haven't you?
Do this too.
You can do this too. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? Idyllic of Empire Orchestration Roll. 40,000 or all of them. But okay, let's...
You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here.
It's always good to remember supplies.
You're rubbing me blind, you know. Is that all?
Then I think I had a new song. I bought one. And it's over here, over shifting sands lie.
Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
If you say so.
Okay.
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of you. But this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today. Its importance cannot be overstated.
Okay, I check, was there
Back
anything?
again?
Okay, I asked this about.
Well, Clive?
Are you resolved to brave the coming battle, no matter the cost?
I am.
For only with Ultima's that might me ever find true freedom. And when we do, I'll be counting on you to help teach me this world the truth.
Naturally.
But I'll need you to something for me in return. Come back to us in one piece. For how am to recount the true history of this world without a first-hand account of the heroes of those who fought to change
I
it?
shall.
We shall all be praying for your safe return. And okay, there is new one, An Inconvenient Truth.
Harpocrates knows of the tome I seek. Whether what he has to say makes you happy to have agreed to help me is another matter.
There might be something. I just check.
What is it that you wish to learn?
And
Thus
okay, I
ends
leave
today's
those.
lesson.
Okay, so it's time to visit Harbocrats.
There's something about it. I feel like it's...
The Book of Mystery.
Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you. Hippocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
And you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. She didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
Coveters of secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers, a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known. Or, so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing, or even set eyes on it for that matter.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books, inventions, or people, before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
My hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend. Well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. And no doubt he too has turned. But though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly awaiting discovery. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library, I know his soul would rest easier.
Very well. When I next find myself in Waloed, I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
It's somewhere in Waloed.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. Having never visited, I cannot tell you exactly where in Garnick my friend's lodgings lie, but he did mention they were some distance from the road. I make no guarantee that you will find what you seek there, only that it is the best and perhaps the only place left to look. Ah, yes.
You have arrived at the solution then. Diane will carry us.
Indeed.
The feat befitting the final act. I congratulate myself that I shall live long enough to see it, a feat in itself for a man of my years. But to be serious, it's no small thing to march against fate, Clive. You must be certain of your footing, lest the winds of destiny divert you from your course. Are you certain of your footing, Clive? I am.
Then go.
And do what you must. I just check, is there anything...
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
Have I learned anything new? Oh, a little bit.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
And of course, I am interested about origin. Vast structure that lay dormant beneath the crystalline dominion for countless centuries, when ultimate scheme reached in its final stages, it was summoned from the depths, showing untold destination and leaving bleak black skies in its wake. It eerily resembles Mother Crystal. And I check mysteries of the realm. Anything here? Enormous glassy mountains that once towered over the lands of Philistia, providing the crystal that the people of the Twin relied upon in their everyday lives, while at the same time leaving ether from the earth, leaching. Clive and Joshua learned that they were planted here by Ultima for that very purpose, that the creature might accumulate enough ether to cast supremely powerful spell, one that would remake the world. Okay, this is enough.
Did you learn everything you needed?
And then search starts.
What do you think that thing is?
So I think it sounds like that the destination is somewhere in Valud. Estla, Edge of Infinity. Vidar cries. Northern Valud. Central Valud. Maybe I check first this location. Okay, it's near here, so let's travel here. I think a little bit practice would be nice. And there is our practice. Have we seen before? Okay, this is one of the missing. Behemoth King, rank S. I think this is second strongest.
Help me, boy.
What? I try once more. We are at the same level if I remember correct.
It's us or them. Too slow. We're all ready. Well done.
it was fun, yeah. Okay, I maybe leave this for little more levels and it would be nice. But it wasn't only millimeters. I check one thing, do I have enough? Okay, this requires 1000. But it's good to know the second strongest is here.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
Do I have any more actually supplies? Okay, supplies are still. Royal Intelligence Training Report. In the wake of tragic fire at Carnovent in 873V and the subsequent depletion of our most highly practiced intelligence, all mainland strongholds were instructed to redouble training in clandestine maneuvers, improvised weaponry, and assassination techniques, and it dispatched promising volunteers to Stonehur for inspection. This report details progress made by the stronghold at Carrick in reinvigorating valued ranks of Eastern intelligences.
This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks?
Tale of Fiver, white of flower and block of root, the latter of which gives out an inky color when cut or crushed. The tribesmen of Northern Storm pricked their skin with oaken needles soaked in such, drawing curious patterns about their arms and legs in honor of their heathen goddess. The galleys bands intoxicate that a single drop taken by mouth may result in cramps most painful for 5 days and 5 nights, or if applied to wound, certain death. Should a slip of needle end a young warrior's life, it is said that this skin print failed to find favor among the heathen.
His interests were certainly varied.
The folklorist papyri. No spirit or sprite appears more often in Valestian folk tales than the humble Moogle, though they are occasionally painted as mischievous souls akin to pixies or imps. Most stories depict them as clumsy yet congenial spirits who delight in helping mankind with their daily labors. They are said to have sweet tooths, leading to the common superstition that one must not leave cakes or other sweet meals uncovered overnight, lest naught remain but crumbs come morning. In appearance, they are described as being covered head to toe in a soft white fur, excepting the small dark wings by which they are somehow able to take flight, and the brightly colored pom-pom that protrude from the tops of their heads. And here there is one detail regarding the Moogle that most find more remarkable than even the orb that tops in its brow. The fact that the creatures actually exist. Prosperous, I hear you cry. Everybody knows that Moogles are the stuff of legend. I quite agree, but every legend has its basis in truth, and in the case of the Moogle, the fact may be not so dissimilar to the fiction. Ancient bestiaries list the white mole whose feet do not touch the ground among the beasts of the realm, and the illustration beside the name why it is none other than the Moogle. Of course, it is true that the creatures are not known to still survive in the twins in the modern day. Perhaps their miniature wings carried them to other climes. Perhaps they were harried to extinction, or perhaps they do still live among us, hidden away, far from human view. Chapter 16: The Fall of the Bearers. The emergence of the first magic adept was widely heralded as a gift from the gods. Indeed, the title with those with the gift came to the commonly known is most likely contraction of the bearer of the heavenly blessing, the wording used by the tribunes of the time. Those born with the blessing were landed as living crystals and granted high office and plentiful reward for their status as chosen ones. Over the years, this reverence for the kind would become a full-fledged religion led by the bearers themselves, a development that would prove faithful. The diverse nations of the time were animals of their disapproval of the founding of the church, but authorities had for years welcomed bearers in the position of power in their own structure of state. They were mistrusting of organization led by bearers for bearers. Efforts were immediately made to chasten the church and its followers, banning members from holding office, evicting adherents from their homes, and breaking up meetings by force. The church responded by forming a volunteer army to resist this persecution, and yet it continued, creating a cycle of ever-increasing bloodshed and rancor and a growing between those born with the blessing and those without. What began with beatings and street clashes would eventually spill over into all-out war that consumed the greater part of the twins' four-ninth generation and decimated the population of men and bearers both. The deluge of blood that stained the land crimson and left an even more lasting mark upon the minds of Palestinian people. After the bearers' last resistance was crushed, the nation of Palestine came together to sign the Continental Accord that initiated the system of slavery that persists across the realm this day. Its well-known phrase, "bearers are other than human," has its roots in the bitter war of the years before, being the unblessed only excuse for their calumnious refusal to allow the blessed to decide their own destinies.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Okay, so we found it and it's time to go back.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
And we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it, or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Let's see, shall we?
What is this clutch mine? For centuries these strange egg-shaped clusters of ore were ignored by valued pigmen, since clutch mine is brittle, dull, and of little use in its own right. When it was later discovered that the substance could be added metals to increase their strength and hardness, it was mined to the point of exhaustion. Still here.
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. that a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait! Damn it. Let's get
That
this
is
back to
like
Vivian.
insert.
Perhaps she can explain what that was all about. Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
From a distance, no mention is made as to the name of the author, whether that is because the title page has been lost to time or because the tome was published anonymously is impossible to say.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you. As I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
Scholar Bonnet. This is memory of wall item. Vivian, 9th scholarly headwear, awarded to her upon the completion of her studies at the University of Canberra. Give the men and women of his benign world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you as I do. Vivian 9th. New missive has been delivered to Clive Chambers. Okay, let's save this one. Now I realized that the monster was actually one level higher. I check my chamber, and then we need to buy more supplies.
Clive. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. Let's not be greedy now.
I haven't actually lost any.
It'd better all be here. Is that all?
This is, okay, this was in the previous episode, but this is new. This is the new one. There are actually two. I check this, making amends. Making amends, Master Clive, I am aware there are matters of much greater import which demand your attention, but should you find yourself in a moment, I bid you visit me in the cells, that I might ask a single favor concerning His Highness Prince Dion.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
Okay, so it's time to visit Hippocrates. I just check what Byron is thinking.
What can I do for my favorite nephew? Do you know why?
I chose to call it Triunity Club. You may be too young to remember, but this isn't the first time an alliance has been struck twixt the nation of Storm.
'Twas not 20 summers past.
That you were the position both the Empire and the Republic to join hands with the Duchy, that we might work to mutual advantage in defiance of the blind. And they, for their part, embraced the notion, or so we believe, Little did we know that the peace Elvin had worked so hard to secure would be ground beneath the heel of one he less suspected,
Your mother,
the Duchess. In one fell swoop, Annabella robbed us of everything, a nation, a leader, brother, a father.
But above all,
She robbed us what could have been a realm undivided, Elvin's grand design.
and so you see,
Why I chose to call our new alliance the Reunity, for with it we aim to preserve not only peace, but lasting legacy of cooperation. Okay, so that was the new one.
Lawsman Harpocrates, I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor. This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Cid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons, his studies no longer being deemed necessary.
Okay, school starts.
To meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, and what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
I still check, because I'm here. Have I learned anything new? Aha, okay, there is one new thing.
Despite scouring the shelves, I have found only one reliable reference to a place where wild wyvern tails are known to have grown. But it is in Waloed,
Aha,
by
followed.
a waterfall near Rickmal's roost, as I told you. I dare not ask that you undertake such a long and perilous journey on my account, of course, but were you to find yourself in the area?
I just check
I don't believe
have
you've
I
read
learned
this
anything new?
particular chapter before.
A little bit.
You wish to study the tomes?
I only take one. Crystal. One of the most valuable materials known to mankind, thanks to its ability to channel ambient ether from the air, allowing those without the innate power to do so to cast magic. After Ultima cast Primate Genesis and the skies over Valistia darkened, many of the Muspel crystals that fight for forges and field spells began to fail. In certain areas, even those rationed shards that the people relied on their everyday lives lost their spark, making life all but unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, that was it. And now let's go to search.
What do you think that thing
A tale to tell. And it was followed. It must be. I think this might be the place. Over here.
I needed that. Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find. No mistakes. as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Okay, time to go back to Hideaway.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
Record success that the Five-and-Tail was first cultivated for the purpose of distilling purple dye from its petals. However, when the tender blooms were discovered to lose their hue over time, the gardeners of early Forestia made a fateful decision to investigate the practical properties of their roots instead.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
Okay, time to speak with Dion. I just look what these are up to do.
Can we come? I promise we'll be good.
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
No. It is time, then.
No, only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
It's the very same flower they used.
A wyvern tail.
It's in the very beginning of this Final Fantasy XVI.
Unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild.
It's same flower.
In which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it. Just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm. For only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. I wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tails. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
What's this?
A Stolas Quill. Or more precisely, my Stolas Quill. It is said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It She'll have pride of place in my chamber.
Somehow I feel that there is full of memory item. This place in Clive's chamber, Stolas Quill. Okay, so this was really full of memory item. Bahamut Mercy reduces kickoff cooldown. Okay, I think this might be good if you are using Bahamut skills. Gift from the very first Emperor of Samprek to his infant son. This ring has graced the hand of every dominant of Bahamut since the ether it absorbed from the icon over the years, aiding the next Imperial Xian in drawing out the full potential of the bloodline. But now the Empire lies in ruin and the bloodline is broken. So let it be with Bahamut as was always intended. There is one quest here, and it's actually Gav.
You alright? About that.
If there's anything I can do to help you kill this Ultima bloke, you just say the word. You could promise to take Sid's name off my hands. Don't even joke about that. Anyway, I thought you said you hadn't finished it with it yet. I did, didn't I? Now, if you wanted to give me an even grander title, something to rival your Sith Outlaw, that would be a different story.
Let's see.
Gav the Magnificent, Gav the Almighty, Gav the Lionheart, something along those lines. I'll leave that to you to decide. I'm sure you are more than capable of choosing the perfect moniker for Sid's right-hand man. Right-hand man, well, I take it.
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now. I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Silver linings.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's naught lucky in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need, a feather.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
It sounds like that we need to go Martha's rest. Right,
I
check
can't say
if
I've
I...
ever seen a silver chocobo myself, but I have seen one of their feathers. Look just like a normal one, only silver, obviously. Well, grey.
I visit Martha's rest.
What do you think that thing is?
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo. Near some gutted hovel, not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
The feller who claimed he was attacked didn't linger here long. Said he was gonna go back and capture it. Prove us all wrong. And that was the last we ever heard of him.
I just remember, check how many, okay, that's 3,200. And okay, there are enough supplies. Then we need to go to inn. Maybe Martha knows more. Maybe I still talk to.
Good to see you. When I was a little girl,
my family owned a parrot. They let her sleep in a corner of barn and had her play with me and teach me letters. We never ate together or slept under the same roof, but even so, she was like a family. I was with her on the day she died. She held me in her arms and whispered in my ear, "My darling Martha, I'm so glad you didn't awaken." It was only years later that I found out she wasn't a servant, she was my grandmother.
my grandmother.
And I watched her die in the corner of the barn on a pile of old straw.
I swore then and there.
I was going to do everything in my power to bring end to all this, to never stop fighting until the day when bearers can live free, just like she deserved to. And do you know what? When I see that glint in your eyes, I reckon that the day might be along sooner than I dared to hope. Very long after Rosalind got ransacked, that Sir Wade and his men turned up at our gates begging for shelter.
Wind right up us.
It did. The state of them, all dressed in a filthy rags. We were worried they might be cutthroats, come to thief and pillage. But some of the folk they had helped escape from the capital recognized them and set us right.
And thank goodness they did.
I couldn't have dreamed of better Western guardians, the way they took the bearers under their wing and taught the blood axes how to fight like true shields of Rosario. And when the night fell, they will all gather around the bonfire to sing songs of old Dutchy. Why, it was enough to bring tear to your eye.
Like being back in the glory days.
It was with them the knights in the shining armor come riding to the rescue.
Half of me wishes they hadn't left.
They had left Eastpool, but the other half knows they're better off up there, and they are only a stone throw away if we need them. And we were just down here if they ever need us. Course, that's what Rosario's about. Not greening knights and mourning maidens, but proud, hard-working men and women helping one another out. Rest.
It ain't exactly a bed of roses.
Right now, we got ether flowers cropping up all over, and new arrivals turning up at the gates of near enough every day, begging for us to take them in. Ever since the skies turned, it's been a struggle to survive, but you won't hear any of us complain. Not the least cause we are finally free of Empire's grip, the garrisons built back east, and the few remaining Black Seals have gone with them. It also means we don't have to wear for our bearers no more. We can even treat them like the human beings they are, just like they are doing up in Eastpool.
That's just a start.
If we can make a good go of Eastpool, it's also the rest of the realm you can live without magic, without slave, that we can all be free.
Give the others my regards.
There. I think somewhere is there is something here probably. And it must be, maybe I need to check backyard. I remember earlier that when it was marked as an inn location, it was behind, and okay, it's this time also.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Every few years, someone comes along claiming they've sighted a silver bow, but the truth of the matter is, there ain't no such thing. You'll find nothing but bloodflies and bandits on Rhiannon's ride. Mark my words.
Okay, first we got advice, but we still need to go back. Speak with merchants. I mean, I checked off
What are you
just.
after?
Always good.
Thanks very much. Much obliged. There you go. Fare thee well.
Okay, new song.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this stone set up.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone? Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Viceroy?
Maybe another time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bones. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Ride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here...
The hills around the rest are crawling with wild chocobos. If you're not too picky about the colour of their plumes.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even abandoned.
Can hardly make out a blooming thing. Oh, for
I think if I try one of these just to check. If I remember correctly, there are 4 different stages. And time really matters. Okay, this was Jet Stage number 1. Okay, we have 2 minutes time left. And I wait a little bit that the skills are ready before entering. Yeah, this was very tough with time. I just wait that the skills are ready before going to the third stage. Aha, I got this one. I got stronger version. Aha, time is. Aha, there was still another. Ah, okay. So this challenge is very tough because of the time limit. But okay, I know. Time limit. You need to be so perfect in every way.
tracks. They're not left by bandits for a change.
Ah, just a moment. We are going to the front.
Tracks. And these look fresh.
I wonder if there is a monster.
The Chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is.
I take these.
I don't hear anything.
There it is.
Well, I'll be damned.
Sounded like Chocobo. And not only one.
It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gab before they change their minds.
Okay, time to go back.
It was no trouble at all. Still, I appreciate it.
Ah, there is new recruit.
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
To the people of North, silver chocobos are symbols of good fortune. The mere sight of one potential meaning the difference between a failed harvest and a bumper crop, according to Cuff, at least.
Crystals crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? Any of this?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Aha, this is continuation.
There we go.
Okay, nice. Keyhold.
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Now will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
Speak with Edda. Mikä?
I don't want Gav to give up being a scout, honest.
Okay, future scout. Edda. I have to check where is the Edda. Aha, it's the nursery. Or infirmary.
I was just about to go in. But then I thought it might be better if you went first. What with you being the head of the family and all.
I check joy.
Is there aught I might assist you with? His Grace and I.
Often spoke our travels, and a certain saying of his remains with me even now. Duty is the enemy of freedom.
At first?
I thought he spoke of his own plight, that though he was able to roam the land again, his duty to unearth the truth about Ultima prevented him from being truly free. But I came to understand he spoke not of himself, but of me.
It was my duty to him.
That his grace judged to be inimical to my own freedom. I believe that this is why he bade me remain here, that I might at last be released from my duty to him. We others in his position who allow the cares of humble attendant to weigh so heavily upon them, nor take such drastic action in response.
My lord.
You are resolved to go then.
I am.
And so is Joshua. I know you wear to him, but I'll do everything in my power to keep him safe.
I do not doubt it.
You are, as you have always been, his first child. I was only ever his temporary protector. Now his grace has bade me protect the highway instead, and that is what I shall do.
Thank you, Yode.
May you return safely.
To us, my lord, both of you.
Have care, my lord.
Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is...
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did. Aye. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you,
me lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced.
Looks like there is connection between Gav and Edda. They really went to the inn.
Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Finished.
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Gotta get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive.
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
Winter meal. Curiosity. This is also a memory of fall item. I feel that in this last part I have got many memory of fall items. Both portable made from honey, collected in the Northern Territories, short summers, and fermented slowly over the next 6 months, said to form the belly on the North's cold winter nights. I said I was thirsty.
One of these days, I swear, it's gonna be me who drinks you under the table.
If by under the table you mean wrenching on my boots half the night, I reckon one of those days was yesterday.
Ha ha, you think you're so funny. Just wait till we crack open the bottle I left in your chambers. That stuff's strong enough to burn the horns off a behemoth.
Sounds like I'll be needing some new boots.
No, he left. This reminds me somehow of Yakuza Like a Dragon and those drinking links. When you in bar survive, talk with your companions. And I think I just watch. I feel that there was some kind of new things. There are 2 new things actually. Okay, this is new. Stolas Quill. Loresome Harpocrat's best loved writing implement, whose ink has many learned tome. It is said that the long quills of the Stolas become imbued with disease with years over its lifetime. The waves just waiting to pour out on the page. So should they come, that Clive puts down his sword and picks up the pen, he shall not find his one and only insurmountable enemy in the brightest block. Winter's Mead. Okay. Safe returns. Thank you, Clive, for ever indulging the whims of his doddering old soul. I'm ashamed that for far too many years I allowed stubbornness and fear to keep me from something so simple as letting a friend know how proud I was of him. Your intervention has lifted a heavy bar from my heart. Perhaps upon your triumphant return from the skies, you might be inclined to set the pace that Quill I gifted you. There are many of us who would hear a first-hand account of your time with the Holy Prince, myself included, before we depart. You have sincere gratitude for reuniting me with Master Hippocrates, that I might embark upon his most important of journeys, my heart free of regret. Though in these past few moons I have come to realize that the longer I spend in the company of you and your brother, the deeper I find myself in your debt. We must swiftly see to the menace of this, that is Ultima, if not to save the world, to save me from an eternity of recompense. Whole again. It occurs to me that a single word of thanks doesn't nearly suffice to express my gratitude for uniting me with from a distance. You don't make me who I am today, and yet I thought that I should never set eyes upon it again, that those who took it from me had forever robbed me of a part of myself. But now I'm whole again thanks to you. I regret that I can only feel in the gaps in your knowledge, and not the holes in your soul, for which reason I shall ever be in your debt. And there seems to be one quest. Aha, this time it's Charon. In case you haven't noticed, your poor hound spends all his time of late on the rear deck whimpering like a calf in his cups. Something ain't right, and my gut tells it's not to do with supply of antelope bones. So I feel that Torgal is leveling up.
What is it this time, Torgal?
This might be that Torgal comes strong. Charon. Is it Torgal on the rear docks? Okay, we need to go.
Say what you will.
Torgal is looking to the mountains.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want that iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what you were looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Okay, now they are taking.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Okay, so we need to go
Where to then, Torgal?
check really where to go.
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west, toward Rosaria.
Okay, it's Rosaria this time.
Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in almost 20 years. To Port Isolde then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
What do you think that thing is?
They are really using both.
It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you were a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
Landing. On the shore.
This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on.
I wonder. This must be totally new location. I check one thing.
Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal?
It goes back to the childhood. Haha. Oh. Okay, now fast memories. Torgal is so
Coming
small.
here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy?
Oh, the sword.
This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword.
In the very beginning, sword, wooden sword, from the very beginning.
Well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming.
Is there something more?
I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
I feel maybe the wooden sword. Charred sparring sword. Okay, so this was really memory of all item. Clive's old sparring sword salvaged by a faithful friend in the aftermath of the Ironblood invasion 18 winters past. Remember, Clive, your blade is not your only weapon. Rodney Murdo. Increases Torgal attack potency. So you are also able to choose this one. Even legendary king is surrounded by the realm's greatest knights and blessed by the very heavens would have found himself hard-pressed to unite the warring tribes of ancient Philistia. Fortunately, he had the help of his line and trusty hound, Caval. This end seems to be almost full, but the beginning. And there is Charred Sparring sword. I think this seems to be a good stopping point this time. I want to thank you for everyone for stopping by and for watching.